Illinois, and by the time we get to Sunday morning, all the way up into parts of Wisconsin and Michigan. So there'll be enough instability for severe thunderstorms. There'll be a very strong amount of jet stream energy coming east that I'll talk about. And in the meantime, some of the severe thunderstorms may break out as that energy approaches even before dawn on Saturday night into Sunday morning. Southern parts of Iowa, northern Missouri, maybe even northeast Kansas near Kansas City, northwest Illinois. I can't rule out a tornado. I'm thinking Torcon's a 2 to 3 on a 10-point scale before dawn on Sunday. But then things get serious Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. Surface low and a warm front pushing eastbound. A lot of increasingly warm and moist air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. Farther east, though, see this cooler flow. So the storms, as they march farther east, might weaken a little bit, but we still could have some damaging winds because there's a pretty strong low-level jet at 5,000 feet that some will maybe 70, 80 mile per hour. Some of those gusts will be pushed down to the ground. And I never like it when the upper-level jet stream cuts across ahead of the cold front over top of some of that warm, moist air. And this is in the morning. That will spread east. That usually means we're going to have a severe thunderstorm outbreak. And so everything seems to be coming together. I've tweaked the Torcon a little bit now for 5 for Illinois and Indiana. It's 4, though, for eastern Iowa up into southern parts of Michigan along that low and that warm front, and 3 to 4 the rest of that red shaded area. Sunday night into Monday, cold front mostly marching east into air that's not as unstable, but with that low-level jet, there could still be some strong gusts overnight across Pennsylvania, Ohio, maybe Maryland, and then New England, the mid-Atlantic on Monday. Even behind the cold front, surrounding that strong upper low and surface low, we could have some strong gusts. So it's kind of a blustery day. There'll be some power outages across the Great Lakes and the Northeast on Monday as well. Stay safe this weekend. Could be a strong tornado out there, Paul.
All right, thanks, Dr. Forbes. Now, changing gears now, we're heading to the tragedy in the Philippines. Relief is slowly trickling into that country that was battered by Super Typhoon Haiyan. Now, joining us on the phone right now is Lynette Lim, a relief worker for Save the Children. And thanks for joining us today, Lynette. And you began your work in Tacloban last week. Now, what have you been doing since you've been in the country?
Well, since I've been in the country, we've been trying to get relief goods to the worst affected children and their families. Of course, the news has covered the logistical challenges that are facing aid agencies, including Save the Children. Save the Children's plane actually arrived in Cebu just a day before yesterday with 100 metric tons of relief items, including shelter materials, mobile health clinics. We've got water containers as well as newborn items. All of those things will help ensure that children and their families can cope with the aftermath of the disaster. The key issue now is that in Cebu itself, there was only one forklift available in the airport for all of the cargo that is flowing into this city, and they simply cannot cope with it. The workers themselves have said that they've been working 48 hours straight, and still they are unable to just move all of the cargo out soon enough for us to deliver the aid to the children in Tacloban itself. What Save the Children is doing today is starting relief distribution of things like essential hygiene items, as well as shelter tarpaulins and plastic sheets for those hoping to provide some form of relief for them after a whole week since the disaster.
All right, thank you very much. That is Lynette Lim with the Save the Children's Foundation. Carla?
Thank you, Paul. Desperation is growing in the Philippines tonight as people go yet another day without clean water. Now, some are trying to dig up underground pipes, trying to reach a water source. Typhoon Haiyan has crippled the country, and food and fresh water are still scarce. Some mobile water treatment stations are now running, and they can treat muddy water, rainwater, or water from rivers and streams. Israeli Defense Forces have arrived in the Philippines to help with disaster relief efforts after Typhoon Haiyan. NBC's Dr. Nancy Snyderman has the story.
For all the sad stories that have come out of the Philippines this week, and now stories of hope, we've really focused on the coastal towns of Tacloban and nearby communities. But today the Israelis arrived, and they went to a town few people have heard of. The world has descended on the Philippines this past week, and quietly, with no fanfare, the Israeli Defense Force has arrived too.
Thanks, gentlemen.
They brought their medical and building expertise to a small town few people have heard of, Bogo, a 5-hour drive north of Cebu. The Israelis are known for security, top-notch medicine, and moving quickly. Dealing with a disaster is no exception. They arrived yesterday and opened their gates today. Problems range from accidents, respiratory problems, fever, and dehydration. They are not seeing the trauma witnessed on the other islands.
What's the problem? Oh, diabetes. Will you leave equipment behind?
There's no question. We will not take medical supplies that are needed in this region of the world and take them back to Israel.
But amidst the lost houses and crops and illness, there is also happiness. 1 hour after their doors were open, the first baby was born.
Congratulations, Mom. Typhoon hit your family hard?
Yes.
You must have been very scared being pregnant.
Yes, Mom.
The baby boy's name? Israel, of course. I spoke with one of the surgeons who was part of the search team assessing where to set down, and I asked him, why Bogo? He said simply, it's a poor area, they lost their crops and their homes, and in many ways, it's going to take them longer to get back to normal. In Cebu, Philippines, I'm Dr. Nancy Snyderman, NBC News.
And if you'd like to help the victims of the typhoon, you can donate to the American Red Cross, or you can visit their websites and even our website, weather.com, for a look at all the agencies taking part in the relief effort. We're going to take a look at your weekend forecast next on Weather Center Live.
Including what areas could see rain, wind, and some of this snow. It's all ahead after your local on the 8s.
Plus, we'll have tonight's top 5 videos, including a huge sinkhole.
And now we want to take a look at Arizona, south of Phoenix towards Tucson. We've got a dust storm affecting travel on I-10. We've got winds gusting up to 45 miles per hour and a concern that we could see visibility drop down to 0. So a time to be very careful if you are in this area.
There are plenty of thunderstorms well to the east of the area, but also we got much cooler air coming in Phoenix. We might not get out of the middle 70s as we head towards this weekend.
And speaking of air, watch out. Air quality not great today. So if you have asthma, time to stay inside.
With 5 perfectly sweetened whole grains, you can't help but see the good. In the nation, we know how you feel about your car. So when coverage really counts, count on Nationwide Insurance. Because what's precious to you is precious to us. Just another way we put members first. Because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
What about this one?
It's cute, isn't it?
Celebrate the season. Save 30% on holiday value packs and save up to $40 with coupons and specially marked packages. Friday through Sunday only.
A man. A man and his truck. And his son, who would rather play computer games than go camping. And a valley. And a river. And the stars. And a new convert. The all-new Chevy Silverado, from one generation to the next. Strong for all the roads ahead.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me,
and you're talking to your rheumatologist about trying or adding a biologic, this is Humira adalimumab. This is Humira working to help relieve my pain. This is Humira helping me through the twists and turns. This is Humira helping to protect my joints from further damage. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for over 10 years. Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms. For many adults, Humira is proven to help relieve pain and stop further joint damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal events such as infections, lymphoma, or other types of cancer have happened. Blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure have occurred. Before starting Humira, your doctor should test you for TB. Ask your doctor if you live in or have been to a region where certain fungal infections are common. Tell your doctor if you have had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have symptoms such as fever, fatigue, cough, or sores. You should not start Humira if you have any kind of infection.
Ask your doctor if Humira can work for you. This is Humira at work.
This Thanksgiving, your Butterball turkey's so juicy, people will swear you just stepped off the Mayflower. Yeah, you Plymouth Rock this dinner from here to Jamestown. And it hardly cost you a shilling, because you went to Walmart. That's right. Mom, you own this season.
Everything to make the perfect Thanksgiving meal for less. Walmart.
And let's get you ready for the weekend with your weekend forecast. We're going to start off with Saturday, where we do have to keep an eye out for some severe weather storms through the center of the country. If you are in Illinois or Iowa or Missouri, that area in red, you could see severe weather. However, if you're on the East Coast, kind of pleasant. We'll be in the 50s. We've got a mix of sun and clouds all the way from Boston right on down to D.C. A little rain in Florida, and we've got that rain also coming in with our next system as it makes its way across the country. Bring a little snow to the mountains if you're out west. And then we get into Sunday. This could be a very dangerous weather day for those of you in the area in red, all the way from Chicago right on down into Louisiana, even Mississippi. It'll be a very stormy time for the East Coast, and we're going to be tracking those storms for you. But again, potential severe weather to look out for. Along the East Coast, we'll still be looking pretty good, cloudy, but we should stay dry in most places. Denver, you could wake up on Sunday to a few snowflakes. And by the way, for the East Coast, some very cold air coming behind the system, so get ready for a change. Paul.
Well, mankind has always been at the mercy of nature, but one man is on a quest to find a new breed of people who claim to have found a way to harness the forces of nature. It's all for the Weather Channel's new series, Freaks of Nature. We talked to the host this morning on Wake Up with Al.
The new show premiering this weekend on the Weather Channel, finding some of the most extreme people on the planet.
Joining us now is the host of Freaks of Nature, Tyler Harcott. And Tyler, you have traveled the globe to meet these people who are literally freaks of nature. They can endure these extreme weather conditions. Tell us about it.
Well, you know, first off, the title is a bit of a misnomer, because when we say freaks of nature, immediately when you think freaks, you think people that have their tongues have been pierced 3,000 times, that sort of thing. Yeah. Nothing of the sort. When we say freaks, we mean it's a term of endearment. These people are well beyond what us mere mortals.
Like, we're watching this guy who puts himself into a state of, I guess, nirvana by submerging himself in ice, and you went along with him and actually submerged yourself. What was that like?
I got in the water with him. I had a little wetsuit on because it was the first time I'd ever done anything like that.
Is there anybody who did something that you said, you know, I'm not going to do this?
Yeah, diving 333 feet below the ocean. You know, I mean, my job as the person on the journey to learn these things was to put myself in where you could be. You can't go there, but I did.
Well, Tyler, thanks so much. We are looking forward to it. Freaks of Nature premiering this Sunday at 10 Eastern on the Weather Channel with back-to-back episodes. Don't want to miss it.
And you can see all the action of Freaks of Nature. The series premiere is Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, right here on the Weather Channel.
You know what time it is, Paul. It is time
for the top 5 videos.
I like that. It's our new intro.
I'm the intro man.
All right, so we're going to start off in Alaska. Check this out. Some very wild weather they've been having up there. And this is in western Alaska. They've had flooding. They've had snow. It's been a rough ride so far. Surge of seawater and ice damaged their water supply. That's not a great way to start the season.
Once you get salt water in there, it's going to be trouble trying to get that out. All right, number 4. Take a look at this. This is a house that is falling into a sinkhole. This is Pinellas County in Florida. And the house is basically a total loss now. And yes, they did evacuate. No one was trapped in this house in Florida this time.
Oh boy, thank goodness. Check this out. A nature photographer getting up close and personal with a very large elk who got rather friendly and decided to go face to face with me. I don't know. I could not have sat there while this elk gently and lovingly seemed to headbutt him, but
well, you know,
wow.
Elk are very tasty, so I could have had some time with him, although I don't think he's going to find
beautiful though, isn't he?
He's not going to find a mate. Not
he's
with that
gorgeous.
type of... No. Yeah, his gene pool end there. But check out this little lovely one. This is a little girl who is walking on ice for the first time. Boom, didn't fall on her butt. She fell on the other side.
I love that she's got her padded snowsuit on, so it doesn't matter if she falls down. She's all set.
Hey, stylish at that age. You ladies are just bringing it, you know?
It's fantastic.
That's the latest fall fashion.
Such cuteness. Fall fashion, get it?
And her name is, what's her name? Who's her name?
Adorable child.
Bettina?
And number
Paulina.
one, okay, this is fantastic. San Francisco today decided to help a Make-A-Wish kid's dream come true. He wanted to be that kid. 12,000 people got to volunteer to do this. There's the damsel in distress that he rescued today. San Francisco, I tell you, you make your country proud of you today for this. This was fantastic.
Yeah, give him a kiss on the cheek. Come on, it's the Cape Crusader. Come on, lady.
He's 5 years old.
Hey.
We love that video. We love yours too.
We'd like to see more of it as well. You can send it to us at weather.com/eyewitness or email it to us at eyewitness@weather.com. When we return, the ingredients are coming together for strong thunderstorms this weekend. Who should reconsider their outdoor plans?
And that system will also bring lake effect snow. Will it impact your Monday morning commute? We're going to have that answer for you after your local on the 8th.